Well, the Liberals' plan for fighting interference in the 2019 election includes the threat of a form of video manipulation called deepfakes. A deepfake is when someone's face is superimposed into a video so it looks like they may be saying or doing something that they really aren't. While the videos of Steve Buscemi's face on Jennifer Lawrence's body was likely just made for fun, concerns exist about other potential uses for the tech. Joining us this morning is Susie Dunn, a technology researcher and professor of law at the University of Ottawa. Susie, thank you so much for being here. It was about 25 years ago that the world was impressed and amused with the technology that put Tom Hanks in old archival footage in the Oval Office shaking hands with JFK in Forrest Gump. I saw the making of that. It was a tremendous amount of manpower, man-hours, and technology to get that made. Here we are 25 years later. Who can make these videos, and how do we make them?
Yeah, you're right. In earlier days, we did see face-swapping technology, first in Forrest Gump. We've seen it in movies like Star Wars. But in early 2017, there was a Reddit user named Deepfake who was actually making pornography videos where he was putting the faces of celebrity women onto the bodies of pornography actors. And he made that technology available to the public. And he was using open source technology that was using artificial intelligence and neural networking that used to be fairly complicated to use. And now the average user with a few hours of spare time and a lot of images of a particular person could then make their own deepfake.
So our government is going to be working actively to stop what they're calling visual disinformation in the next election. The U.S. Department of Defense is training people within the department as well as their computers to detect these things. What's the state of the technology to detect deepfakes?
The thing with deepfakes is it's a bit of an arms race. So every time that they find a way to detect these types of deepfakes, often the people who are using technology find a way to then mimic that. In the early stages of deepfakes, they were using a lot of photos from the internet, and people generally don't blink in their photos. So they were finding an easy way to detect deepfakes was by looking at the videos and looking to see whether a person was blinking naturally or breathing naturally. And so a university professor, Professor Liu, noted this and said this is a great way that we can detect deepfakes. But of course, once that study was out, people who were using the technology then created new advancements in it that now have more natural blinking and breathing methods. So as the technology changes, people are both finding ways to detect it and then also finding ways to get around that detection.
What about ways to prosecute people who do these things with malicious intent? Is anybody really breaking a law at this point, or has the law not caught up to the technology yet?
Well, I think it depends on what the content and the context of the images are. Right now in Canada, some of our laws could cover deepfakes. If the content was made to harm someone's reputation, it might fit within our defamation laws. If it was being used to harass another person, it might be criminal harassment. We also have laws around impersonation and identity fraud that it might fit under. But again, it depends on the context and what the purpose of the video is.
Susie, it was all fun and games when Forrest Gump was in the White House, and now it's a heck of a lot more serious. Thanks for laying it out for us this morning.
Great. Thanks for having me on.